was a time I'd grown so tired of life, and what a shame if I threw it all away. And I said life ain't hard until you get knocked out, but it don't care no matter what you say. Oh, there was a time I'd grown so tired of life, and what a shame if I threw it all away. Said life ain't hard until you get knocked.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, How to Quit Xanax in 92 Days. Okay, in today's video, I want to talk about some important considerations to take into account before you start on the program. I want to give you a general idea of what to expect from the program, how you're going to feel, and I wanted to pass on, most importantly, I wanted to pass on some tips and tricks, things that I learned through the entire process that are going to make it a whole lot easier. All right, so let's talk about what to expect from the program before we talk about anything else. Okay, remember, first and foremost, most importantly, remember this, is that it's the drug, Xanax in this case, it's the drug that is in your body that's making you feel terrible. Okay, it's a man-made synthetic drug that doesn't belong in your body. It doesn't belong in your body. Okay, and that's what's creating all the problems in your brain and your body. The sobriety is not the problem. Okay, and a lot of people can get that confused where it's like, well, if I quit the drug, I'm going to feel terrible. You already feel terrible. You're going to feel normal when you get off the drug. That's the first thing you have to remember going into this. So no matter what, remember that over time, the less drug you have in your body, the better you're going to feel. I put the program together after, remember, I was addicted to Xanax for 8 years. And I tried a lot of different stuff and it didn't work. And I kept using it, okay? And this is what really helped me. It was this program here. So the program is based on maximum results in as fast of amount of time as I thought was possible and to still get success, with minimizing the suffering. And when I say minimizing suffering, I'm just saying everyone who's watching this right now knows exactly what I mean. Is when you're withdrawing from Xanax, when you don't have the drug, it is extraordinarily difficult in terms of withdrawal. You get all kinds of problems with anxiety, sleeplessness, lots of emotions going in different directions that they wouldn't normally be. Okay, and like I said, remember, it's because you have a synthetic drug that's not supposed to be inside of you all the time, and the levels build up over time. Okay, to where the levels are higher and higher, and it's causing more and more problems. Okay, so if we reduce that level, you're going to start feeling more and more like you are, which is a human being who's designed not to have that drug in your body. And as far as what to expect in terms of physical effects from using this particular program to get off of Xanax was, like you can probably expect, the first 3 to 5 days are kind of the hardest because you're going to be reducing the amount quite a bit right in the beginning. Okay, but at the same time, you're going to feel after that, with each passing week, you're going to feel with that reduced benzodiazepine in your blood, you're going to feel the momentum building up and building up and building up, and you're going to realize you got this. Okay, so the program's designed for 92 days. It's designed to get you from where you are right now, with whatever Xanax you're using right now, to get you to be clean by day 93. Okay, so, but there's important considerations you should take into account before you start. Okay, remember that it's a stressful time. When you're quitting a drug like this and you're addicted to a drug like Xanax, it's stressful, okay? And so taking some considerations before you start is the best thing. Okay, so the 3 most important considerations I wanted to take into account first are the things that are going to affect your personal life the most, okay? And that's work, school, family, and relationships. Okay, so let's talk about work considerations just for a second. Okay, remember that when you're quitting Xanax, it's a really stressful time. Okay, your body's going to be under stress. You're not going to feel completely normal. Okay, you know that. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel stressed. You're probably going to be a little sweaty. Everything's going to feel a little strange, especially for the first few days when you reduce that drug rapidly. Okay, but we have to get through it. Okay, now in terms of work, this is what I suggest: is that most people have a couple weekend days. I don't know when they are in your week, but I would suggest the first 2 days is try to get those on your weekend days so that you can go back to work on day 3 or day 4. After that, in terms of work, as you're going through the program, just be aware of your reactions to things. Sometimes you might be a little more stressed or a little more edgy than you might normally be, and just be aware of that. Be aware that you are withdrawing from Xanax and you are on a recovery program, okay? And remember that your work colleagues, you're probably not going to tell everybody, okay? So your work colleagues are going to be around you and wondering if there's anything wrong or whatever. And so sometimes just act cool and just remember that your work life, you have to work there after you're done. And so remember, just try to be cool, and just remember, most importantly, is that you're aware of how you're acting, and just remember that if you're edgy or you're feeling a little strange, of course you are. It's because you're coming off of Xanax. So the best thing to do is just try to stay cool with your colleagues while you're going through this. Okay, so I put school in the same category as work. Basically, you don't want your school and all the hard work you've put into it, you don't want that being drastically affected because you're going through this, okay? And like I said, there's no reason that this should drastically affect your school performance. It should get a lot better as you go along. But at first, you're not going to be thinking really, really clearly. It's going to be kind of difficult. So same thing. I wouldn't time any major exams or anything that's really, really difficult school related. I wouldn't time it right around when you're quitting. I try to do it at a time when there's a little more regular flow to your day. Okay, so let's briefly talk about family. Okay, some family considerations. Remember, you already know this is a really stressful experience going through this. And the people that are closest to you, especially people that are living in your home, they're going to be most affected by this. Okay, so just remember that you have to be aware of how you are. Same thing as with work, okay? But maybe a little bit more so, okay? So when you're with family, just remember you don't want to do anything that's going to screw up the relationships and things like that. So you have to just, same thing, be cool. It's a stressful time. You have to not take it out on those people that are closest to you. You have to remember, this is your issue. This is your problem, okay? Stay cool, stay calm, and don't take it out in your family. They're your closest allies. Okay, and then relationships. Okay, your husband or your wife, okay, or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, people that are really closest to you, okay? Remember that I think the best thing to do with them, especially if you've been going through this for a while and you haven't been open with them about your addiction, okay, that's one thing. But I was open with my wife about my addiction, and she knew that I needed to quit, and I was very open with her about it, okay? And that was a lot better, because then when I was acting edgy or whatever, at least she knew what I was going through, and she knew that I was quitting, and she understood. If you don't be close with the people like your wife or your wife or your husband or your boyfriend, girlfriend, if you're not clear with them about what's going on, it can really mess up your relationship, okay? Like if you're not clear with what's happening with you, they're going to be like, you're not acting normal at all. And you might say things or do things you really don't mean. And I really mean, you can do some crazy things when you're going through this, okay, when you first start. So I just say, especially you can say some crazy things, okay? So I'm just saying, be careful. And I would let them know that you're planning on going through this program, you're planning on getting Xanax out of your life, and you'd like them to be there for you while you do it. But I say honesty is going to be the best policy when it comes to your close relationships. Okay, and then the last consideration I wanted to talk about before I go into my list of tips that's going to make it easier is I'd say in terms of timing, I would just say, just like I mentioned with your work, okay, is that I would, if I was you, okay, I would try to time starting this program so that you have 2 or 3 days, the first 1, 2, 3 days of the program, in a relaxing, fairly stress-free environment, okay? As opposed to your busiest day of work at the year, or your biggest project, or right before final exams, okay? Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you're going to do the program, you have to take it seriously, but remember, it's a 92-day process. It's not going to be over next week. So I'd say start on the right foot. The first 3 to 5 days are going to be the hardest. I'm not going to lie. The first 3 to 5 days are going to be the hardest. That's what I think everyone kind of knows that, and this is no different, okay? The drug is going to fight back. It's going to fight to stay in your body. It's almost like some demon or something that's like, I don't want to leave. That's what it feels like. It's crazy, okay? And we are going to win. We're going to get rid of the drug, okay? But the first 3 to 5 days are going to be the hardest. So one of my biggest considerations that I would suggest to you after trying this is take that first at least 3 to 5 days, try to find a weekend, or try to find 3 days, at least 2 days. You can take the whole weekend off to go through this, and then come back to work. You'll be a lot fresher, and things will go a lot better from there. Okay, so let's talk about two really important tips, okay? And then I wanted to talk about a whole bunch of things that are going to make the program easier for you. Okay, my first important tip is this, okay? Do not use alcohol at all, okay? Remember that the Valium and Librium is also a benzodiazepine. They don't use Xanax very much for alcohol withdrawal, but you probably could. It would certainly hit the same brain center. And remember what I just said. It hits the same brain center as alcohol. So if you're having bad withdrawal and you substitute alcohol, okay, that is hitting the same center. It is not recovery. You are just using another drug, okay, and it hits the same spot as the benzodiazepine, okay? So it is a huge disservice to yourself by using any alcohol. You're destroying the recovery program by using it. It is, for practical purposes for this program, alcohol is against the law, okay? You can't go through this program and continue to drink. There will be no drinking whatsoever. Okay, but when it comes to other things, okay, like if you're a smoker, if you smoke cigarettes, if you smoke marijuana, okay, whatever else you were doing, okay, now this is a program to quit Xanax, okay? What I am not suggesting that you stop all those other things. I'm not suggesting that you should try to stop all those other things, okay? I'm saying to quit Xanax, do not stop those other, what I should maybe say are just simple pleasures in your life, okay? But things like smoking or other things that you're doing, don't stop doing those things, okay? Just make sure you don't drink alcohol while you're quitting the Xanax. But everything else, just continue to do it. Okay, so the list of tips that I put together is basically all the things that I learned over trying to quit the drug for years, okay? And certainly all the things that I learned by actually quitting the drug, okay? So the list of tips that I have for you, I think you're gonna find it a little bit fun. And I know that if you follow some of these things, even a little bit, it's gonna make the recovery process a whole lot easier for you. Okay, so this will make it easy to remember. While you're going through your Xanax addiction, treat yourself like a movie star and a professional athlete. And what I mean by that is congratulate yourself first for trying to quit this crazy drug and for getting on the road to recovery, but congratulate yourself in a way where you're going, I'm going to actually congratulate myself. I'm going to take myself out to eat. I'm going to go out to the movies. I'm going to buy myself a new whatever, okay? Don't lose all your money, but I'm saying like, try to treat yourself a little bit, elevate how you feel in the meantime, okay? It's a little bit of a substitution, I know, but believe me, it works. Get home lots of nice food. Get yourself massages. Listen to your favorite music. Listen to your favorite podcasts, okay? Surround yourself with tasty things. Give yourself a reason to be happy about the day that has nothing to do with Xanax. Remember that when you're getting up, you're gonna have a party. You're gonna get up and have an amazing day. Okay, you're gonna get the Xanax out of your system and you're gonna get up and you're gonna have a fun day. I want you to do something fun. And here's the fun part is that for the next 92 days, for every day of the program, okay, whether you're working or not, I want you to plan to do something fun. I want you to plan to do something fun. It can be something you've done before. It can be something you haven't done before. I want you to plan to do something new or something fun every single day of the program. And that's going to give you something really to look forward to, and you're going to realize you suddenly have more time on your hands when you're not using Xanax. Okay, and then the other thing I said at the beginning of this tip list, I said, treat yourself like a movie star and a professional athlete, okay? Now, what I mean by that is exercise. Exercise makes this program so much easier, okay? Is you're getting rid of a lot of energy in your body, okay? While at the same time, guess what your body really actually wants? It wants healthy food, clean air, and exercise. Okay, so you're gonna start making your body feel better. You're gonna start pushing that drug out of your body. So if you belong to a gym, it's just use your membership, start going back in. I want you to do that same thing. I want you to go every single day of the program, okay? I want you to exercise, okay? If you don't belong to a gym, okay, join a gym, okay? If you don't want to join a gym, start walking around the block. Start doing push-ups in your backyard, okay? Do something, okay? Exercise and do something fun every single day. You want to get through this program, right? If you want to get through this program, I am telling you the best way to do it. I'm a human being. You are a human being, just like me. And it took me years to get through this. So I'm not gonna sit here and have somebody be like, well, I don't really exercise and I don't go to a gym, so I just skip that part. Look, you might be on Xanax for the rest of your life, okay? I'm telling you, the best way to do it is to treat your body, okay, like the way it should be treated. You have to have health. You need to get your body back in shape. Exercise, okay? Do something fun for your brain. Do something good for your body. That's the whole key to getting through this program. All right, so we went through what to expect from the program, some important considerations to take into account before you start, and a good list of tips and tricks that's going to help you kind of get through this thing easier. The next thing we have to do is actually go right onto the program. I'll see you inside.